Hello, very good morning. This is Dr. Sangeetha on behalf of Zootech channel. Today we're going to deal a topic on the digestive system of Ascaris lumbricoides. This alimentary canal, it is a straight tube extending from mouth at one end to the anus on another end of the body. So this alimentary canal, it consists of mouth, pharynx or esophagus forming the foregut, intestine or the midgut, and rectum or the hindgut. Okay, so the mouth, if you take, it is having a triradiate aperture. So it is a triradiate aperture which is located at the anterior end of the body, and the mouth is guarded by 3 lips or labia. So that is a mouth in the case of Ascaris lumbricoides. So it is a triradiate aperture. And talking about the pharynx, the mouth opens into pharynx, which is short, cylindrical, thick walled and muscular. So if you take the wall of the pharynx, it consists of a syncytial epithelium, which is having multi-nucleated cells, which is traversed by radial muscle fibers, and they are having glands. So this pharynx, if you take, externally it is bounded by a membrane, and internally it is lined by the cuticle, which is in the continuation within the body wall. So if you take the pharynx, externally it is bounded by a membrane, internally it is lined by the cuticle. Okay, so the lumen of the pharynx is also a triradiate. The lumen of the pharynx is also triradiate. That is, it will be having 3. Triradiate aperture, as I already told you in mouth. Okay, then the grooves of radial muscle fibers extend between the inner cuticular lining and the outer bonding membrane. So what is happening? The contractions of these muscle fibers will dilate the lumen. So also between the outer end of each ray of lumen and the outer bounding membrane, the connective tissue fibers, they are also called as the marginal fibers which are present. So what is the main function of these fibers? They help in maintaining the triradiate form of the lumen. So that is the main function. Okay, that is, it will help in maintaining the triradiate form of the lumen. And now we'll talk about the intestine. So this pharynx is followed by intestine, which extends almost along the entire body length. So this intestine is also dorsoventrally flattened. So at the junction of the pharynx and the intestine, there is a small valve which is present, which will stop the food from going back into the pharynx. So this intestine will consist of a single layer of columnar cells which are lined externally by the basement membrane and a thin layer of cuticle. So the inner free margins, they are extended into the hair-like projections called as a microvilli. And what does this microvilli do, which will help the surface area of absorption? So there are no muscle fibers in the intestine. So these are the main functions of intestine in the case of Ascaris lumbricoides. Now we'll talk about the rectum, which is the last part of the digestive system. So how it is very short and dorsoventrally flattened. The wall of the rectum will consist of long columnar epithelial cells, and is also lined by the cuticle, which is in continuation with the body wall in males. So in males, the rectum opens into cloaca, as I told you in my previous video. So this in males, the rectum opens into the cloaca, which also receives the ejaculatory duct, whereas in females, the rectum opens out through the anus. So this anus is guarded by the lips, and it is also provided with a special muscle. Okay. Now, we'll talk about the food of Ascaris. What is the food of Ascaris? So, the food of Ascaris consists of blood and partially digested food occurring as a fluid form in the host gut. So, the food, how it is sucked? It is sucked by the rhythmic pumping action of the pharynx. So, the digestion is completely extracellular in intestine, and the digestion is done by the enzymes like protease, amylase and lipase. So, the excess food is stored in the form of glycogen and fat in the case of syncytial epidermis, and this digested food is absorbed by the intestinal cells. So, the defecation of undigested is facilitated by the depressor muscles called as the Anne muscles. I hope you understand this content. Thanks for watching. Thank you.